So have you ever had this experience where you're in a grocery store and say you're going down an aisle heading northbound and someone is coming down the aisle heading southbound, and when you get near them and you look at them in the eyes, right? You happen to notice that they're feeling an intense emotion, like let's say the emotion of anger, right? And suddenly you feel angry. Before you were fine, everything was okay, and now all of a sudden you are angry. INFJ, you just absorbed the emotion of that other person. Now, it is said that in the MBTI community, INFJs are the only type of the 16 that literally absorb the emotions of other people. Whether or not that is actually true, I'm not here to debate that today. I am here to say that for INFJs, this, for many of us, is a very real thing. Now, before I share with you today how to stop absorbing the emotions of other people, I want to say a couple quick things. Firstly, I am not a licensed therapist or a licensed medical professional of any kind. Okay, so if you're dealing with emotional issues like depression, which I know is very real for a lot of us as INFJs, please reach out to a licensed medical professional of some kind, okay? Today, this is me sharing my personal perspective from years and years and years of absorbing other people's emotions. And what I am offering you is my opinion, nothing more. So I have two things that I want to share with you that have helped me tremendously to stop absorbing the emotions of other people. The first one you've probably heard of. The second thing I'm going to share with you is a paradox, and it may surprise you, but it is nonetheless very effective, or has been for me, in minimizing the absorption of the emotions of other people. So you've probably heard many times, not just in the MBTI community, but in the narcissist community, the survivor community. You've heard this before, but it is so true that the first way to stop absorbing the emotions of other people is to set extremely firm boundaries. What are you willing to tolerate? What are you not willing to tolerate? Boundaries is saying no to anything that is going to be toxic, and it is saying yes to you. A lot of times INFJs can have a difficult time saying no. We want harmony in our environment, and we're very aware of other people's wants, needs, and desires. And so we are often willing to cater to those or to compromise on what we want to make the other person happy. Unfortunately, the byproduct of that is that we can often end up caring so much that we absorb the emotions of those we love and those around us. There's a ton of information out there on the internet about setting proper boundaries, so I won't go too deep dive about boundaries in this video. I will just say to you here, go ahead and set those boundaries around anything or anyone that is toxic. Even when you're in the store, if you're seeing someone and they have an intense emotion that they are projecting or putting off, you know what? Maybe you just have to walk away. Set whatever boundary you need to set so that you're not absorbing those emotions from that individual. For me, it seems like the closer I am in proximity to someone who is experiencing an intense emotion, the more likely it is that I'm going to absorb it. And so if I see someone, let's just use the grocery store example again. If I see someone from like 30 feet away and say I'm just coming around the corner of an aisle and I see them down at the end, I might take a look at my grocery list and say, you know what, there's a couple other things that I can get on the next aisle over. So I'm going to go ahead and slide over there, and just so that I can get away from this person. Is that extreme? Yes, it is. But you know what? I used to never do things like that. I used to never set boundaries like that. And so it's no wonder that I would absorb the emotion of that person as we would get closer in proximity to each other. I cannot overemphasize how powerful this next tidbit is for helping you to not absorb the emotions of other people. INFJs, I know that it feels so personal. Okay, when you see someone who, let's take anger again as an example, it feels so personal when you are interacting with people who are feeling something like anger or rage. We INFJs, particularly if we are turbulent INFJs, we will take that very personally. Okay, we will tend to think that we are responsible for that emotion that other person is experiencing. I can tell you right now that you are not responsible for the emotions of other people. They are not your responsibility. You are responsible only for your own emotions. And here is a technique that you can use that I have used many times in public that has helped to stop absorbing emotions dead in its tracks, stops it dead in its tracks. And it is such an overwhelming paradox. Here's what it is, okay? When you are interacting with another individual and you are absorbing their emotions, rather than just taking it in subconsciously or semi-consciously, which you're going to do, I want you to consciously, in the moment, imagine how the other person is feeling. This is literally wielding your auxiliary cognitive function of extroverted feeling. Extroverted feeling is other people's emotions, other people's feelings, what's going on with them. The reason why this is so powerful is because we should understand that the same social pressures that are on us to conform, the same social pressures that are on us to live up to the expectations of others, the same social pressures that are on us to be right, to do right, to dress cool, to look cool, to all these different kinds of things that in my opinion are actually, most of them are BS, right? But those same social pressures that are on us are on everyone else. And so when you're around other people and you tell yourself to consciously imagine how they are feeling, what you are doing is this helps you tap in to the auxiliary extroverted feeling, and it helps you to see that the other people that are around you, they are under pressure too. Now, you might run across the occasional psychopath or pathological narcissist that just has absolutely no empathy at all. But more often than not, if you're willing to step out of, being in your head and being turbulent and just absorbing that emotion of that person and internally ask yourself, how are they feeling? When you do that, you will notice that they are struggling and dealing with things in their own life, and that it has nothing to do with you. I hope that makes sense. A long-winded explanation. I realize I did the best that I could to articulate this. This was kind of just on the fly today. In the comments, do me a favor and let me know what helps you to manage the emotions of other people, to not absorb them so much. What has helped you overcome dealing with this issue? I'm open to hearing it. I want to hear it. I value your opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Current subscribers, thank you for your subscription. If this is your first time checking out the video, please do me a favor and subscribe. And if you liked this video, hit the like button. I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a blessed day and take care.